You're live.
Mm-mm.
We're live. Oh my god.
I didn't agree to this.
I don't believe it.
Yes, you did.
But we're here. Hello.
Hello.
It's only the 42nd time we've been here. No, I'm just kidding. It's not true.
42nd.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm being optimistic.
We've done that many, haven't
What, live shows?
we?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Not that many.
Maybe 10. Less than 10, I think, maybe.
Over the course of 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Probably more than that. Maybe. I don't know. We've been pretty consistent, though.
That's fair.
We've been
That song sucks. I don't even know if a cover could make that song good.
What's that?
Sweater Weather. Song could eat my ass, dude.
Okay. Tell me how
Just
you ready
saying.
to feel, Dan.
Just offering it up. And I even like these guys. I just don't think they can make it good.
Figure I put up that live stream starting soon screen, but I'm like, you know what? I don't care. The live stream. Who gives a shit? Just posting on Twitter and Instagram that we are live.
It's the use of the term blouse that ruins it. I love using that word, but I use it ironically. They try to use it unironically, and they sound like idiots. Not this group, the people that did it originally.
What are you getting upset about?
I'm making him listen to Sweater Weather.
Sweater Weather.
Well, the cover, our last night's cover. But see, they do a very good job at all.
Hey guys, just heading to bed, but have a great live stream. Keep up the cracking work. Thank you, Seismic Cinema.
Thank you. I didn't know there were people talking.
Hello. Yeah, you clearly weren't listening to anything I was saying. I just said
Angela also doesn't have it pulled up.
I'm not. I'm just starting the stream, and then I'm not even. It's not going to be like a smooth intro. It's just like people pop in, and then we'll do our intro, and kind of like a pre-stream talk like we do before the podcast.
It wasn't coming up.
Hello. Oh, Doom Generation's in the chat.
Me dying.
Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in.
I'm not wearing the Godzilla shirt I wanted to wear. Not the Godzilla shirt I deserve.
I really need to invest in a Godzilla shirt. Oh no, I do have my Godzilla shirt. Son of a bitch. I have my Godzilla 98 shirt. Damn it.
It's a Godzilla movie.
Dude, I've been so out of it.
I wore mine
so out of it.
So.
I couldn't even find my Biolante shirt, and we just watched it today.
I didn't even.
Like, where the fuck is it?
Usually I'm on top of it. Like if it's like, Godzilla Day, I make sure to like share all of our Godzilla episodes. I have just been so out of it. We've just put so much out this week. I'm just like, I need a rest. I need to take a break.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
We're here.
I respect that. Sir. You're a hardworking chap.
I pretend to be. Hello, everybody. Welcome into our Spooktober 2023 live stream. If you don't know who we are, I am Brett. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. I'm sorry, I am Parker, because Angela gets all weird when I say my first name.
It's weird because I've known you forever for Parker and what.
When I was signing your package, I started to put the B, and I like had a stroke. And then I was like, "Oh, this is the rest of it."
I got so excited because we were leaving to go somewhere. My wife's like, "You got a package from Dan and Angela," and I went, "What?
Was it broken?"
I was not expecting this. I'll share what you got me in a little bit. I don't know if people can see it in the live stream. It is behind me. If you can figure it out, but
yeah. No, that was the point for you not to know it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can't see it, but I will show it off in a bit. Hello from Ireland. Oh, hello.
Oi!
Hello.
Welcome, Richard.
It's early there.
We have a cat outside named Richard, but he's not from Ireland. But that's cool.
And Richard is also
a woman,
a lady cat. The cat, the kids named the cat Richard.
Before we
Then
do,
we found out it was a lady, and they're like, she's still Richard. I'm like, okay.
It reminds me of, I mean, have either of you guys watched Friends?
yeah.
Okay, so when Phoebe has the babies, her brother's babies, and Joey and Chandler they want one of the babies to be named after them, and Chandler ends up winning. And they thought there was supposed to be 2 boys and a girl, but it turns out to be 1 boy and 2 girls. And so the third baby is a girl, and they have to, and that's the one that they named Chandler. He's like,
oh, nice.
And she comes out and says, like, no, he's like, are you sure it's a girl? And it's like, yes. It's like, yeah, Chandler's a girl. And Chandler's just like, oh no, elementary school memories.
Yes. Welcome,
It's
Richard.
great. Welcome in, Richard. Wonderful. 1 a.m. That's still early.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck. Not for this old man.
No. I mean, sometimes I am awake at 1 a.m., but I'm in like a catatonic state. Like, why am I not sleeping yet?
I'm usually watching TikTok in bed until
Happy Godzilla Day, everybody! Woo! 69 years old.
Next year we get
69.
Next year.
Next year, what? Big old 7-0.
70th anniversary will be the 50th anniversary of my favorite Godzilla movie. And they've been going every year. For those of you that don't know, you can watch some of these on YouTube. The other ones will come later. They've been doing specials since Godzilla versus Hedorah. From Omaha?
Yeah, sorry. Keep
I don't
going.
know. They were from Omaha. Cool.
Omaha?
Anyway, yeah. I've been there a few times. Anyway.
We're listening to a group.
They have been doing specials on November 3rd. Today is, of course, Godzilla's birthday from the anniversary of the original film's release. And they've been doing specials with, like, short 10, 15-minute specials where they've been doing a CG one. Like, last year was Godzilla vs. Gigan's anniversary, so they did Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex. And then they did a live-action one where they used the suit from Final Wars, and they made a brand new, from-scratch suit that was the same as the original Showa Gigan suit. And the guy that made it I actually follow on social media, and I kind of know him a little bit. It's Shinichi Wakasa. But he's so fucking cool. He worked on it this year. This year was Jet Jaguar and Godzilla. JJ. He Jocket made of steel.
Very cool. Sorry if I'm not looking at you as you're talking. I am listening. Social media.
No, it's okay. Charles, I'll tell you right up. I don't care if you talk about it, but Tree's keeping you spoilers to a minimum. I see the stuff you tag me in, and you could do all night and day, and I appreciate you thinking of me when you tag stuff. But the Godzilla -1, the Monarch stuff, like, I have not been watching it because I'm going to, and I just don't want to be spoiled. Like, all the Godzilla -1 shit is just all over my social media. I'm just like, scroll. But the shit that I have seen like a while back does look good, and I'm all for more kaiju stuff.
Apple TV released so much stuff today. Surprised at the fight scene. Yeah, so I don't watch clips. I will watch trailers. But I will not watch clips. And they literally posted on YouTube the first, like, the opening scene to the show, and I was like, no,
why?
I want to watch it when the show comes out. I don't want to.
Yes.
I want to experience it when we get the whole thing. I don't want to be teased like that. Get out of here. Give me the trailer. I will watch trailers, even if they've already released 17 of them.
Yeah, don't tickle my sack like that, bro.
But the new Godzilla -1 trailer is, oh god, that's all. I mean, all I'm gonna say is
it's gonna be good.
That movie's gonna be so good. If my theater doesn't get it, I will fight someone. I will literally fight someone.
It's a nationwide release. Japanese audio with English subtitles is the only way it's being released.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
I am too. I'm fine with it. I'm like so excited, dude, to see like a new Godzilla movie in theaters again. It's been 7 years.
And it's not on my birthday.
Japanese Godzilla.
So the my view on the new Monarch show is I'm very excited because I'm a big MonsterVerse fan. It's our first series of movies that we covered on the show. Like literally Godzilla 2014 was our very first episode, all the way back to 2021, and we went through the entire MonsterVerse. I'm a big fan of them, even the ones that people don't like.
Yes.
And so I am excited for this because I am I'm not as hardcore Godzilla fan, but I'm slowly growing into one because every time I watch a new Godzilla movie, either for the show or if Dan and Angela recommend one and I watch it, most of the time it's for the show. But I have a great time. And like we did Shin Godzilla, movie's amazing. To be honest, I don't think we've done much other than just the MonsterVerse and Shin Godzilla, other than the Godzilla 98. But I know what people think about that. I love it, but I
want that one.
Did order my -1 shirt from Cavity Colors. I don't even think I saw them post anything about them.
We just looked at them.
Yeah. I like that other one.
Dude, have you seen the?
That's how Parker got you in. He's like, hey, you want to watch a Godzilla movie?
Well, I know. I like the MonsterVerse Godzilla movies too. I really enjoy them. I think they're good films. I have no qualms with them at all. As we go back to our old ass reviews, you listen to it. I mean, I might have nitpicks, but like as far as
yeah, I mean we nitpick a lot.
But have you seen the poster? The Japanese? No, I think it's the American IMAX poster.
Oh yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
The only thing I hate is when they put IMAX. Like it says IMAX across the whole post. I'm like, I don't want that.
We know.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, but I don't need whoa. Shin Godzilla was awesome. But yeah, I'm excited.
Oh, I was about to say.
Like 9.
I love 98 until the Minizillas. To be honest, I mean, listen to our 3.5 hour episode on Godzilla 98, and you'll know what I thought of the Minizillas. Really? No, I liked the Minizillas. I thought they were cool. I think it was more the effects work more than like them themselves. Like I like the fact that a lot of it was practical. It was a cool little twist to like the lore or whatever. But you know what? That movie is what it is.
Destroy all monsters. You're like, I love 9. I was like, what's the 9th Godzilla movie? Like 98. I was like,
there's a movie called 9, and that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I was just thinking of like the 9th Godzilla movie.
Here I am trying to wreck my brain.
The Damsterverse.
Oh no! Hey, Stu Art, Beef Stew, Superman.
What the heck are you? I have not seen you in a long time.
He posted his Godzilla picture, one of his Godzilla pictures.
It didn't come up on.
It was on Facebook too.
It didn't come up on my Facebook. I'll have to go look.
Hello, Mr. Stu.
Hello, Stu.
I saw the 4D. Yeah, I've seen the dude. There's been so many -1 posters. I got to figure out what. I did. I said Beef Stew. Did I not say Superman? I'm sorry. I can't say Stu World Order. That's a different group of people. That's a different podcast.
That's a great podcast. It's a great podcast. I've been on there a couple times.
Yeah, I gotta go
to. So yeah, welcome everybody to our end of the month stream. As I mean, a lot of you who are here now have been here before. There's really no order to this thing, but today we're doing something a little bit different, something we've never done on a live show. We're going to be doing a live Fresh Cuts episode in the middle of the live stream. We'll still be looking at chat. We're going to include chat into the Fresh Cuts. I'm not going to like stop talking to chat, but try to keep the chat related to whatever we're going to be covering, which today we're going to be doing a live Fresh Cut on Five Nights at Freddy's, the new movie from Blumhouse that came out in theaters and on Peacock Friday? Or last Friday?
Yeah,
was when it came out. Yeah. So and so we've all seen it, and we haven't done a Fresh Cut in a while, so we figured why not do it during a live stream? A movie that is definitely very popular at the moment, and I've been really wanting to talk about it, so I'm very excited. So we'll randomly let you guys know. It's going to be just like we do in our normal Fresh Cut episode. We're going to be talking non-spoilers, and then we're going to be going right into spoilers. So if you haven't seen Five Nights at Freddy's, we'll let you know when we get into spoilers, so you can kind of back out of the stream, and then you can come back or just mute the stream until we're done talking. So
yes,
however you want to do it. But that's usually how our Fresh Cuts work. Usually it doesn't go super long. It's not like our normal episodes. This is usually like, depends on how much we got to talk about, but usually we try to keep it within an hour or less, so don't have to worry about it being a huge episode.
I never have to worry about it being huge, dude.
No
back problems for me. Go ahead.
Goddamn. But yeah, Spooktober is over, but that does not mean that the spookiness ends just because the month ends. We have a lot of spooky movies that we are going to be talking about over the next few weeks. Maybe we'll be talking about some spooky movies during our Christmas/holiday month, because there are a lot of holiday horror that I would love to talk about. Some really just beautiful holiday horrors that maybe will pop up in our holiday month. But Spooktober was fantastic. We had a great month with a lot of awesome movies that we talked about. The first episode, we talked about Trick or Treat from 2007, a movie that I literally had been wanting to talk about since we started the show. And thank God Angela picked it, and we got to talk about it because it was a lot of fun. Currently, I believe it is our highest downloaded episode of the month.
Really?
Which I do want to buy. I've been debating whether or not I want to talk about, like, hey, this is our highest download episode. Nah, I'm going to still do it because I do want to share, like, you know, how much support you guys are showing the show. And let me get to the statistics here. So, God damn it, I forgot it's a new month, so I gotta go back to October. So Trick or Treat finished at number 2 for the month. Only one download behind our number 1, which was our second episode of October, which technically wasn't a Spooktober episode, but I think I'm gonna kind of veto it into the Spooktober episodes. Like, I was looking back at other Spooktober episodes that we did, and we considered when we covered House of the Devil and when we covered Behind the Mask with the two Dustins, we considered those Spooktober episodes. So I was like, well, then fuck it. We're going to put Freddy vs. Jason as a Spooktober episode. So I got to rearrange all that. But Freddy vs. Jason won the month, only by 1 download. But you know what? It won the month. And it's not surprising, not really surprising. It's definitely a movie that a lot of people talked about. And Trick or Treat and Freddy vs. Jason are 2 very popular horror movies, so that's fine. Also, it is a long-time European tradition to have Christmas monsters in not only Krampus. Very true. We have covered Krampus.
I was watching I guess it was one of those Facebook reels or whatever, and this lady is like, they're ruining Christmas. And I'm like, what? She was at, I think, Home Depot, and they had an animatronic
Krampus?
statue. No, Jack Frost. And I'm like, where have you been?
What?
Which Jack Frost? Which interpretation?
The scary one.
Oh, that's fine. The one with the carrot dick?
Wait, there was an animatronic Jack Frost from those wonderful movies?
Yeah.
Was it a snowman?
Oh, I'm like, where have you been? I'll have to see if I can find it.
So yeah, we did. Like, we covered Behind the Mask, the Rise of Leslie Vernon last year with our good friend Dustin from the Flicks and Friends podcast. It was his first appearance on the show, and he brought a great movie that none of us had seen. And it turned out to be at the end it's now one of, like, my favorite, like, found footage films. I think it's fantastic, or mockumentaries, or whatever you want to classify it as. So yeah, go check that out. It's in our if you go to YouTube, I do have
so pretty.
Different playlists. We have our Spooktober playlist. Like, everything has its own playlist. So, like, when we cover franchises, you can just find them all there. On podcast services, I don't know how to do that. I don't know if you can do that. When I figure it out, I'll try. I don't know if that's a thing. But surprise, I want to. This blew my mind. Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City, for some reason, blew up this month, or in October.
Yeah, you said something about that.
It, no joke, almost won the month. It was only
really.
It was only 10 downloads away from tying our most downloaded episode of the month.
Why?
An episode from July, an episode on a movie that, to be honest, I just thought people would forget about. And it became our 3rd most downloaded episode of October, and it's one of our most downloaded episodes of the show, period. Like, I don't
wouldn't
understand
forget about it.
I don't
wouldn't
understand
forget about it.
But you know what? Hey, thanks to everybody who downloaded our
thank you.
Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City episode. We had a lot of fun. I can't say we said a lot of nice things about that movie, but we always have a lot of fun talking about movies. And we had our good friend Leanne on the show, and she's fantastic. So it was a good time.
You willed him into existence.
I did. What's up? Dustin's here. What's going on? Angela, did you send me something?
I did.
All
I
right.
sent you
I gotta pop it up on
like.
I gotta pop it up on my phone because if I pop it
It's
up on my computer, it'll fuck the camera.
It's fine.
I got a
But that's what
question.
it looks like.
Did I
that's-
make?
That's cool. Oh no, that's like Jack Frost from like the Rankin Bass.
Yeah, I just guessed. By the way, I didn't know what Jack Frost she was talking about. I just guessed it, but I was wrong. But anyway,
But he's
am I still consistent on having the lowest downloaded video whenever I pick something?
No, yours was the 4th most downloaded episode of the month. You actually beat out Texas. I mean, here's the thing we have to put in consideration. It's hard to determine because, for instance, like Trick or Treat came out first of the month, or like the first week of the month, and then you have like your episode came out in the 3rd week, and mine came out in the 4th week. So trying to determine like what was the most based on that, like it's all about like time frame too. So like Trick or Treat and Freddy vs. Jason had more time out there.
Yeah, true.
So it's like it's hard to determine because like to be honest, it's getting there. It's not pulling terrible numbers, but you know what? It's one of those things where you just got to roll the dice. And sometimes we're just going to have those type of episodes. And you know what? It was a blast to do, so I don't regret it.
I love talking about both those movies.
That was a great time.
That was a good time.
But yeah,
That's all
so we covered Trick or Treat, as we said, Angela's pick for Spooktober. We did Freddy vs. Jason for our Friday the 13th episode. Then we did Rodan, which was Dan's pick from 1956, and that was a lot of fun. One of our shortest episodes we've done.
Fuck yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. And then we did Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003 with our friends from Give Me Back My Action / horror movies, which was amazing. And then we finished the month with our 2-part Halloween franchise ranking, which the second part came out today, which covers Rob Zombie's Halloween through Halloween Ends, and then you get our full Halloween rankings, which I'm going to be doing our full Halloween rankings on our Dissect That Film Letterboxd. So if you're on Letterboxd and you want to know what our rankings are, like if you don't want to listen to the podcast, it's long. It's like total between both parts, it's like 5 hours long. Just gonna let y'all know.
We don't know how to shut up. I'm sorry.
That's why I split it into 2 parts, because I can't release one 5-hour episode. So I gave it a couple days. But so yeah, I'm gonna probably give it about a week from today. So probably next Friday I will post our Halloween franchise ranking. It'll be as the collective, what we decided at the end of the episode. And we talked about it during the episode, but I want to announce it now. Next year's full franchise coverage is going to be for the A Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, because the original film is celebrating its 40th anniversary, and I figured perfect way to choose our next franchise to celebrate 40 years of Freddy and go through it. To be honest, it's a lot smaller than the last 2 we've covered. We started with the big ones, and now every year we're going to be covering a different franchise fully. So yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street will be next year. Don't know when. I'm probably going to try to shoot around the 40th anniversary of the original film. So let's check chat here. Resident Evil franchise is good. Make fun. It sure is. We have a lot of episodes on it. To be honest, I really want to go back and re-release all of those Resident Evil episodes that we did with Leanne. Dan and Angela weren't a part of it because that was even before Dissect That Film, to be honest. So, but I do want to re-release some episodes. I think there's plans in the works about what the beginning of the year is going to look like for the show. I don't really want to go too much into it because we still need to talk it over to figure out the solid plans and what we're going to be doing. But there are going to be changes next year. Nothing drastic. Like, it's not like the show's just going to be completely different. But there's just some things that we need to do to make sure that we stick around and keep this thing going on and people don't burn out. Cry.
Yes. God.
Oh. This won't make me cry. It's things
I
outside.
don't talk about Parker here.
How is Christmas ruined? I don't know.
I messaged him.
Should Toho do an updated Rodan? And we talk about it. We talked about it in the Rodan episode, right? Of the fact that they I feel like Toho should like just remake the original Rodan.
Make it R-rated.
Yes.
Make like a legit R-rated horror movie. Just fucking
imagine the scene when Rodan goes over the two people who are taking pictures in that crater, and instead of them just it's like they get eviscerated. They just disappear. It's just blood smeared across the ground.
Or it just picks them up, like smashes them into rocks or some shit. Like, dude, fucking sweet. I love the mine scene.
I'm on board. I'm on board, Charles. Let's do that.
I think if they did any of them, it'd be Mothra. Mothra would get it before anybody else.
I think we need to just spam tweet Toho. We want updated Rodan.
Yep. Hey, do it for Monsterverse. I like Rodan in the Monsterverse. He was awesome.
Yeah, but I don't think they would make it rated R though.
Because Mothra just has chocolate donuts.
Mothra is chocolate donuts. That is correct.
Spooktober without the most Halloweeny movie of all, Danster Squad. Monster Squad is definitely going to be covered on the show. Definitely going to.
I'm going to be calling sick that day.
And I think I have a perfect guest for the episode. So
that's why they can fill my spot. It's fine.
Man, come on, man. It can't be that bad.
No, I've never seen it. I don't know.
Okay,
it's
so
kind
you
of a
need
running
to shut
gag.
your mouth.
It's just kind of a running thing I've been doing with Stu forever. Fuck, I ain't
no
watching it.
worse than me trying to get people to vote for us to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show.
No! That movie I don't like.
What? Wait, which one? Oh, Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
I fucking hate that movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It's been a long time since I watched it. I would prefer to keep it that way.
I would come on the podcast dressed.
You can dress up all you want. I'll be
To the
up there.
nines.
You guys can do the whole shebang. You can do duets and shit.
So Spooktober, October. We call it Spooktober over here. I know a lot of other people call it Spooktober as well. But Spooktober was another amazing month for the show. It was it almost one of our highest downloaded months of the year, and we're just keep on climbing to continue this amazing year that is 2023 for the show. And hopefully we can finish out the year with a bang. So yeah, we covered all the episodes that we did in October. Now let's talk about the episodes that we're going to be covering in November. We have a couple already downloaded, or not downloaded, but a couple already recorded. Our first episode for November is, well, technically it was the Halloween part 2, but that doesn't really count. That was still, we still consider that Spooktober. But our first official episode of November is next Friday, where we will be covering Hell House LLC that we did with our good friends Boomer and Gabby from Podcast in the Woods. It was a lot of fun. And then we recorded our Exorcist episode with our friend Antonio from the Cultworthy podcast. Very exciting. And then this weekend, we will be recording our episode on Blood Rage from 1987 because it's Thanksgiving, right? It's a Thanksgiving movie.
Forgot.
100%. Yes. Blood Rage from 1987. That'll be our Black Friday episode because that's when it'll be released. And then our final episode of the month will be, well, technically it'll come out in December 1st. We will be jumping back to cover the newest entry in the Conjuring universe. Yes, I know you guys missed it so much. You're like, yay, more Conjuring. Well, we just wanted to get it out of the way before the year is out. We will be covering The Nun 2 starting the end of the month. So I'm excited because I've heard good and bad things about The Nun 2. It's on Max right now. That's why we're covering it. I said it at the end of our Conjuring coverage that we will be covering The Nun 2 as soon as it drops on a streaming service. It dropped on Max. We had a little space and we didn't know what we were going to put in there. And we just said, fuck it, let's do The Nun 2. Let's get it out of the way. So look forward to that. And then we have our Christmas/holiday favorites, which we already have one person who has given us a movie. but we don't know what the other one has. And to be honest, I haven't even picked out my movie yet, so I can't even say too much.
I haven't either. I just pulled up a list.
Angela is the only one who has the movie picked out, and I'm so excited for hers because the last time we covered a movie, we're not going to say what it is yet, but the last time we covered a movie in the same vein as hers was one of my favorite episodes of this show, period.
Yes.
No offense to any of the guests that we've had on the show, but you'll find out very, very soon. Very soon.
You'll want to watch that one, though.
Yes,
and
please.
not just listen to it, because I have something planned.
Ooh, very exciting.
I'm scared.
Creepy as fuck movie to cover last, Unicorn. That was I mean, listen, 2024 is gonna be a different animal for the show when it comes to like movie selections and what we cover. I want to cover weird shit. I want to cover movies that not a lot of people are really looking at, or it's like people talk about it, but it's just not talked about enough. Because I think we've focused a lot on a lot of like either recent movies or just movies that are talked about a lot. And I would like to just keep those as like fresh cuts, like what we're going to be doing tonight with FIVE NIGHTS at FREDDY'S. I'm very excited for next year, but I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because we're still in the planning stages of what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So, yes. I don't want to like get ahead of myself because I do that a lot. I get ahead of myself. I say things we're going to do and then shit doesn't happen. Also, before I continue, we are not going to be picking Monster Zone episodes because we didn't do our Monster Zone episodes from last month. So those two movies we picked last month are going to be covered this month. And yes, Patreon members, you're going to be getting it. We have a new tier, a $3 tier, which is where the Monster Zone will be living now. So there you go. If you want to join the Patreon and watch the Monster Zone, it'll be now on our $3 tier. So, I mean, I sent a message to all our patrons. I don't want to go too much into it, but yeah, that's what's going on.
You changed all right, I need living arrangements. Yeah.
Let's catch up with chat here. I love Rocky Horror. Like I said, I haven't seen it in a long time. It's about a sweet Dan Svestite from Sexual Dan Sylvania.
I shook my head when it happened.
Thank you, Stu.
I haven't heard him type that shit.
Hey, what's going on, Eddie? How you doing?
Hi, Eddie.
Holiday favorites. Are you looking forward to? Yes, I am. I am looking forward to Thanksgiving. Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. I've seen the trailer too many times. It's the same fucking trailer, but I've seen it too many times. And I'm just like, yes, I'm going to go see the movie. Please stop showing this damn trailer.
Silent Night looks fun.
And it just seems like every time you talk about it is when it shows up.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Like, hey.
Did I even watch that trailer yet? Did we watch that together, the Thanksgiving one?
Have you not watched it on YouTube when it comes up upstairs?
It pops up so much on ads if you don't have YouTube Premium or whatever.
I watched
because it starts with like the parade or whatever.
Oh
yeah.
I watched it. It
takes place in my home state.
Yeah.
Well, if Parker is gone after Thanksgiving, we'll know what happened.
It's on the other side of the state. It's in Plymouth. I live in the zone that when you look at a fantasy Massachusetts map, it just says there be dragons here.
Oh, okay.
That's where I live.
I would say I've only seen the trailer for Silent Night. That's the one I pay attention to.
Silent Night?
Is it Silent Night? Yeah, it's the one with it's the John Woo Disney movie.
Oh yeah, with
is it called that, though?
with new RoboCop, the guy who played RoboCop in the remake.
And he was in the newer Suicide Squad.
He was in the not good Suicide Squad.
The
he was in both of them actually.
About.
Yeah, Joel Kinnaman.
You're like,
Joel
awesome.
Kinnaman, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was in the what's his names? Fuck.
He was Rick Flag.
Yeah, he was not the. Did you not like that movie? I thought everybody liked the second.
Oh, I like I forgot he was in the Suicide Squad. I did not like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he was in the Suicide Squad.
He was in both of them.
Oh, I didn't know
he was in both Suicide Squads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I liked him in the.
To be honest, I like him in most of the things that he's in. I've never seen the remake to RoboCop, and a lot of people told me not to, and now it makes me more intrigued to watch it because I love the original RoboCop. Nothing is gonna. The funny thing is, I feel people watch remakes and they're like, "It's gonna ruin the original." No, to be honest, if it's not good, it just makes the original look even better. Like that's my view on remakes. It's like when I watch a Disney remake, it just makes me want to rewatch the animated version because I know it's so much more superior. Unless it's there's certain we talked about it, but yeah. Do you guys like my
I didn't tell
additions?
you about it.
I got myself. I went to Spirit Halloween because it was the last day, and so I bought a bunch of shit for really cheap. So I got Sam's lollipop over here.
Yeah, I see that.
I got Freddy's glove.
I just wish that I had gone because I didn't, and I'm mad that I didn't go.
And then I bought, I mean, it's made out of plastic, but I bought Chucky's knife from Child's Play.
Nice.
Oh, and then I got this really cool gift from some cool people, and I definitely want to share it to live here on the show. And
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'll end up posting it on Twitter and Instagram and all that probably tomorrow.
This is where it breaks.
But my wonderful co-hosts sent me this as a surprise today because I didn't need to pick me up, you know. So I got a Jaws poster signed by Hooper himself. Right? That's Richard Dreyfuss's signature.
And now I can post mine too.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Okay, I figured there was an R and a D. I was like, it's Richard Dreyfuss or it was Steven Spielberg, but I've seen Steven Spielberg's signature. That wasn't it. So yeah, this is fucking awesome.
He's a very nice man. We figured you'd like it. Apparently, he's a very nice man, from what my friend told me.
I've heard he is very nice, but I've heard he is very sour about this movie. Like as he gets older, he just is very, very sour about a lot of this stuff. Because I feel a lot of people have probably created their own stories about like the behind the scenes.
Yeah,
probably.
I also read a story that he went to go see the Shark is Broken, which is the Broadway play that Ian Shaw, Robert Shaw's son, wrote, which is about it's like the behind the scene. It's a play that like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and I guess Richard Dreyfuss wasn't a fan because I guess no one reached out to him about information. And kind of made him look bad, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Heard good things.
Here's the origin of this, so you know. First off, it's for you because you work your ass off and you deserve it. And we appreciate your hard work you do on the show because you do way more than we do. And again, we appreciate it. This came about because I knew they were going to this scare fest. And I looked, there was like, oh, I wonder who the guests were. And I seen Richard Dreyfuss, and I'm like, we need to do this for Parker. So the reason we got that for you, I was like, that's it. Like, this is what I want. I need this Dreyfuss autograph. You'll do it. And if not, if you can get that, this is what else I want. She said the lady, excuse me, a friend, my boss's wife, got the other two for us. And she said she had to go back 4 times to actually get his autograph.
Well, even before we discussed that, we were discussing at their son's birthday party that they were going. I was upset because I couldn't see Kane Hodder, and I knew that my friend had gotten me his autograph. Well, then later that night, he starts talking to me about everybody that's going to be there, and I'm like, oh, I have to get Tom Savini. So I have his autograph.
Birthday. Today is his birthday.
Yes, and I was hoping.
And one day, Dan and Angela are going to say his name correctly. So.
How do you say it?
It's Tom Savini.
Okay.
I mean, at least that's how I hear it from everybody. Like when I watch documentaries. Listen, you guys could be right.
I know, I believe you.
I could be wrong.
Tomato.
Maybe that's just because that's how it looks. Because it's Savini. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
So that's what I wanted, and then we got. Nick Castle.
Ooh yeah, the OG Michael Myers.
And that was just because I figured we have, a Jason actor, so why not get him? But anyway, we wouldn't have these autographs if it wasn't for us getting that for you. Yeah. You were the primary focus for that. So
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, sir.
I didn't know what to do with myself.
Well, we didn't know. We're like, that's why I was like trying to be subtle. It's like when I asked you, like, who do you get autographs from? And I was like, I don't know how often he comes up. Like, I don't know how often he makes the rounds.
That is now it'll be my second autographed memorabilia from Jaws, because I have the autograph from the guy who created the poster, like the guy who drew the original poster. Some guy got it for me at a kind of a con. I don't remember what it was.
That's cool.
Like 10 or so years ago.
Dude, There were so many people.
Hard
There were
pass.
Oh,
I bet.
go ahead.
I want to go so bad one day, like go to something like that.
They had a cast reunion for Day of the Dead. Didn't get any of those. They had a cast reunion for a bunch of the final girls for Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Cast reunion for Sleepaway Camp. They had a big chunk of the cast. Actually, one of the cast members from Terrifier 2 signed the inside of the dinosaur that my company owns. We have a big dinosaur thing, and they get celebrity. I don't know who it is. I don't know anybody from that damn movie. So, but
I was gonna start naming names, and I was like, yeah, you probably wouldn't know.
Apparently, the final girl from they didn't get a signature from him, but they did get a picture with the dinosaur. It was the final girl for Friday the 13th, part 3 and 4. 3 and the one from 4.
Oh, very
But
cool.
now that you've got yours, I can post mine because
Yeah,
I did
so I
not
can have
want to post it because you are friends with me on Facebook, and I didn't want them to say, "Well, what about this?" when I posted it.
Well,
So I'm like,
you could have just told them like, hey, it's a gift for somebody.
Yeah, but you know, people, they forget shit.
That's true.
Brandon never remembers anything, so
Sorry.
I'm just gonna catch up with chat real quick. Hard pass on the RoboCop remake. I'm a weirdo, and I'm like, even I know it's probably not gonna be great, but I need to check it out at some point. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it. Michael Keaton's in it, so that's a sell for me. Even if it is a RoboCop remake, nothing is going to damper how amazing the original RoboCop is. It's one of the greatest science fiction films ever created. Like it's right there with like Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. So the remake wouldn't damper my love for that movie. I still need to buy the 4K. Arrow just released the 4K of it, and I really need to snag it.
I need to watch it.
Anyone, you've never seen RoboCop?
No.
The original?
Any of them. That's what I said. I've said multiple times on the show that I want to talk about RoboCop.
Goddamn. Anyone play the new RoboCop game? No, but I want to. But then I go, oh wait, you don't play video games, so yeah.
I've heard it's good.
I've heard good things. I've heard good things. It is awesome. It's awesome. I just need to get my fucking room built so I can hang all this shit because it's just all sitting on this shelf behind me. Like I don't know how long that's gonna sit there because I'm afraid it might fall off the shelf.
I literally hung those up right before I called you.
I was worried it was gonna break. I was like, fuck. Like I don't care about the frame as much as I do what's in it, but
I agree.
They
I
are
agree with
freaking
Dustin.
back there,
Dan, I think you need to watch RoboCop like soon.
I want to do it for the show though. I know it's a
Alright,
big movie and everybody loves it, and like I've heard great things about it, but I want to do it for the show.
All right. Well, it's gonna be on the list for next year then.
I'm saving it.
They can make a musical about everything. It's not a musical. It's just a play. That would be weird if they made Jaws a musical, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing. Savini, yeah. You got her. You got her.
I said I
We
stand
got her.
corrected.
I read that nowadays fans ask for selfies more often than autographs. Yeah.
I can believe it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want to get selfies with like everyone because I think you can always tell like if someone's just not a. I really would love to get a selfie, take a picture with like Robert Englund. I heard he's fucking awesome. Like I heard he's like one of the nicest people. I want a selfie with Brad Dourif, with a Chucky doll.
Oh, his daughter was there.
Oh, she's great too.
Yeah.
Give me a selfie with Fiona and Brad, and then have a Chucky doll. Dude, that family fucking rocks. Like, Dourifs are awesome. The Chucky series left me hanging. It left me hanging too. Because of the actor strike, they have yet to shoot the second half. Really? Because they showed clips from episodes that aren't out yet, so I don't. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into it. All I know, it just said coming back 2024. Yes, these big wig fucking people need to just pay the actors what they want and get this stupid strike over with. So dumb. God, rich fucking assholes. After Beetlejuice, the making of Jaws would be a great musical, right?
Hey, Beetlejuice was a good musical.
My brother asked me. He's like, "Hey, you want to go see the Beetlejuice musical?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I think it was he always like, "Oh, and what about Mrs. Doubtfire?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, it probably who knows how good it is, but I'll go see it. Fuck that. I really want to see the Beetlejuice one. I've heard it's really, really good.
I've only heard all of the songs from it. I've not seen
I
it.
only heard one song, and it was something I saw on either TikTok or YouTube of I think it was at like the Tonys, They did one. But I think
Usually
they did a song
Say
that was. Oh, sorry.
Say
go
His
ahead.
Name is the one that's performed.
There was a King Kong show on Broadway after all. There was, and then he escaped, and then he climbed the Empire State Building.
Yeah, then they built a mannequin out of him now because they couldn't capture another gorilla. Like, fuck, that was the only one.
Beetlejuice. Oh, the play, yeah, or the musical.
See,
The movie
I
too.
want
I mean, the
to
movie's
roll.
fucking fantastic. You put Michael Keaton in a movie, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh yeah.
I have never been to a musical. No, that's a lie. I have been to a musical, but it was a long time ago. I think it was in high school.
I want to see Beetlejuice live. I want to see Twisted. Twisted. Is that Twisted? Yes. It's the. I'll get back to that. Hang on. I gotta go with my list. Now I lost it. I'm done. I can see it. Phantom of the Opera. Fucking hell.
Ah. We've seen it on Broadway and we've seen the touring cast. That's cool. Many Danimation students use songs from the Beetlejuice musical to make their Danimatics for YouTube.
Fucking hell.
Trying to read that with Dan on those words, it's really difficult.
Thank you, Stu. Keep the dream alive, sir.
Oh, Lord. Is everybody ready to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's? All right, here we go. We're going to switch over. We're going to start our fresh cuts on...
I wish I had my shirt still.
You have a Five Nights at Freddy's shirt?
I did. I used to have a Springtrap shirt. It was fucking sweet. I think they went to hell.
Foxy one.
Yeah, mine went pear-shaped. Springtrap
I
was
think I outgrew it though. I think I.
All right. Switch it over to our fresh cuts panel here. Woohoo!
Okay.
Just make sure my mic works over on this screen.
Did it do?
Yeah! Just gotta turn it up a little bit. Hey! There we go.
And I want to go see Wizard of Oz. Wicked. That one.
Yeah,
Wicked.
Wicked. Yeah, Wicked.
What about? Well, we can't do it. We're not in Kansas.
Fucking care?
For Wizard of Oz.
All right.
Yeah, I've been there a lot.
So have I.
Are we ready to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fresh Cuts, where we talk about the newest releases either in theaters or on your favorite streaming services. You know who we are. I'm Brett Parker. That's Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. And today...
Sometimes I wonder about him.
I have to do the thing, dude. It's part of it now.
Today,
weird though.
We are talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
You don't forget about the 6th and 7th night in 2020.
Yeah, now showing in theaters and on Peacock.
Hell yeah.
This was directed by Emma Tammy, who I have never heard of.
I'm just kidding.
To be honest, like I'm on Wikipedia right now. I don't even think she has anything because I can't even click her name to like see other things she's done. Not in a bad way, but
TV.
Okay.
She mostly directs
stuff.
TV. She's done.
She did a podcast series.
Fair Chase in 2014. Election Day. That was a TV movie. The Wind.
Was that about flatulence?
No. I've heard of that.
The screenplay.
I mean, it could be.
Screenplay was done by Scott Cawthon. I don't know if I'm saying his Cawthon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sorry.
No,
sorry.
You know.
We watched Markiplier play this. We have been invested in this since the first game.
For 9 years.
Oh yeah. I mean, I wasn't into the lore. I just watched a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers play this. Like that was it. I didn't really dive into the lore until like later, where I follow a horror channel that covers a lot of like horror history, and I just watched one on Freddy Fazbear, and I was like, this is interesting. And he makes it feel like it's real. It's great.
No,
go watch Matt Pat.
Oh no, I watch a lot of film theory, game theory, whatever.
Oh yeah,
channel that one is. Yeah,
like he's
Matt Pat. I mean,
the beginning.
Listen, that's why he's in the movie.
I mean,
whoa.
Victor was so like, he said he wasn't gonna be in the movie. And
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
you
he's got to
know he
play it
can't
up.
Say
He's got to
anything.
play it up. He's got to play it up.
Absolutely.
Markiplier was also
Yeah.
supposed to be in this movie, but he had to back out because he's making his own movie. So, which is kind of upsetting.
I had heard he was supposed to be
The security
the
guard
night
in the
guard
opening.
in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yep.
It's night guard. Anyway, I heard he had to be that guy, but like, dude, it's like a day of filming tops.
Yeah.
But I know he's got his reasons. There had to be a good reason because
that would have been really cool. I'm not a deep somebody who's deep into the like Markiplier. I do watch a lot of his clips, like if they pop up on like TikTok, and I've always thought he's pretty funny.
Videos.
But yeah, so what is it? How do you say his last name? Cawthon. So he is the creator of the series. It started back all the way in 2013. When did this series start?
2014, I think, is when the first game came out.
And there was movie ideas all the way back to 2015, which is pretty wild. Seth Grahame-Smith, who wrote like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Those are fucking great novels. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies are kind of hard to get through because it's literally Pride and Prejudice. They just add zombies to it. So you're still reading Pride and Prejudice, which is not a book that I was totally invested in. But Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, fucking great. The book.
So
the movie
good.
is not terrible, but it's nowhere near the book.
See, I have not read the book.
The book
I watched the movie.
So good.
I had the book, and I had Pride and Prejudice,
Good.
and Zombies, and our shed flooded, and I lost the books, and I was so mad.
In 2017,
I know.
Blumhouse Productions became involved in the movie, and then in 2018, Chris Columbus, who directed Home Alone, Home Alone 2, the first two Harry Potter movies, a lot. We've talked about Chris Columbus. He directed Mrs. Doubtfire. He was slated to direct it. He had a script. The guy, I'm gonna keep forgetting how to pronounce his last name, even you can keep telling me what it is. But he Cawthon.
Caw, bitch.
Like a coffin.
Okay, so he.
There you go. There you go.
So they wrote a script together. They were all in. Blumhouse was all in, and then Cawthon said, "No, wait, I have an even better script." And so they went, "Okay," and then that's when Chris Columbus wasn't able to do it anymore, and then they brought this new director in this new I'm guessing her first film. Emma Tammy. It's kind of it really sucks because like watching this movie and thinking like he came up with a better script. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I would have loved to see what Chris Columbus and what that original script would have been, because it literally was supposed to be based on the first game as well as like this. That's what pretty much this one is. But yeah, it kind of fell through. My biggest excitement for this movie was the fact that Matthew Lillard was in it. As soon as I saw that he was in this movie, I was like, I don't care who he plays, I'm in. And to be honest, Josh Hutcherson, I've always been a fan of his. I've really never not liked something he's been in. I've been watching him since he was a kid, like Zathura. I fucking love Zathura.
Oh, fuck.
The fucking Jumanji in space, baby.
I remember.
It's actually written by the book was actually written by the guy who wrote Jumanji. So, but yeah, I've kind of been a fan of his. He was in the Hunger Games. I think that's what kind of made him a superstar. And but he's been acting for a long time, and to see him in kind of like a more mature role, if you want to say that about this movie, I was excited. And of course, who didn't expect the fact that this movie was just gonna be loaded with Easter eggs? We won't talk about them here in the spoiler-free section because it'll kind of spoil some stuff. But yeah, this movie is an Easter egg just trove, just full of them, and it's not even all related just to this game. It's related to there's other movies, games, Easter eggs in there. It's interesting. So this movie had a budget of $20 million, and currently it is sitting at $154.1 million at the box office. For a movie that released in theaters and on Peacock in the same day, that's a pretty good pull. And it's expecting to make a lot more. So, and to be honest, even with our thoughts on this movie, maybe we don't know where we're at right now. We haven't talked about this movie other than the fact that we were going to do this episode. So we don't know, each other's thoughts on it. But we're
Yes.
but yeah, I'm excited the fact that it's making that much money and we're going to get a sequel because this movie needs a sequel.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, Stu telling us that, oh yeah, the fact that I forgot Chris Columbus also wrote Gremlins. So yeah, a lot of Scream references, a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, the game from all the games and other games related to it. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's talk about our thoughts on the movie. Non-spoiler. Angela, why don't you start us off?
Non-spoiler, go see it. Just go.
Seriously,
if you love the games as much as I do, I don't play them because I can't play them, but I can watch people play them. I have watched every single game be played. Go watch it. You won't regret it.
Dan?
I'm gonna mirror her thing about just going to see it
Without going
like
into
I would
deep
obviously,
detail.
if you're gonna go watch it, this is entirely hypocritical of me. I'd recommend going to watch it in theaters. I would have watched it in theaters. It was at ours. We don't have one anymore, and I'm not trucking all over to another town just to watch this. But this is definitely a film where being a fan you will get more out of, and I don't know if that means it is a bad thing because I can't see it from the other perspective, but. I don't know.
Move the mic more centered.
Ooh. Sorry.
I'm mumbling again.
Yeah,
Fine.
Dan. Lounging and mumbling.
I know. Just like I said, just go see it. But I think as fans will get more out of the movie.
Oh,
it's definitely a Hollywood effort where it is geared toward the fans and not like, let's make it so everybody can like it. And I think everybody should like a product. But if it's popular enough, I think most people will like it regardless. That's why it's got so many fans. That's what pisses me off when movies do that stuff.
But you're gonna like it because the animatronics were practical.
Yes. Done by the Jim Henson Company.
Henson.
So
like,
pretty awesome.
Sweet.
How can you not like that?
So yeah, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, it's pretty much a knockoff of like if a Chuck E. Cheese came alive and just started killing people.
Or what's your it was
Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz Pizza from the Midway.
Yeah, which was the I think the main inspiration behind Five Nights at Freddy's. That was because I think that's where Cawthon that's where he would go as a kid a lot, and that kind of inspired him to create the game.
Shit out of me.
I mean, Jesus Christ, we have a Yankee Candle here. We have where I like. An hour away from where I live is where the main headquarters of Yankee Candle, and they have a massive like shop. It's huge. They have like you can make your own candles. You can like go hang out with Santa. You can do a bunch of shit.
Hang out with Santa. I just want to smell all the candles.
But oh yeah, absolutely.
I'd die.
It's the best. Smelling all the candles. But they have like an area where you can like. They have snacks and stuff and like a little diner type thing. And they have creepy ass bear animatronics.
Oh, dude, yes. So I remember going one time when I was a kid and it freaked the shit out of me.
It's hilarious. But like Chuck E. Cheese, yeah, they got those creepy ass animatronics. And then what was it? The Country Bears at Disney. They have the people in the suits, but they also have, if you go into the actual their little spot, there's actually the animatronics on a stage. And I was like, it's never fluid. It never looks good. It's terrifying every time.
They never could. Once Chuck E. Cheese and the gang stopped performing and they closed the curtains and Chuck E. Cheese came out, I was like, don't touch me. But it was they're always like this. And then when they go to one side, they like shake. And I'm like, please don't touch me.
Yeah. It's like the episode of The Simpsons where they go to Itchy and Scratchy Land. Or no, that's Busch Gardens. No, I think it's the Busch Gardens episode. Because he pulls down one of the, who is it, like George Washington's pants or whatever. And he's like a robot and he like freaks out. He's an animatronic. Yeah. I don't remember. It was one of those two.
Oh.
I would have been like the kid that I showed you that was at Disney on Ice when Pumbaa came up to the side,
Yeah.
and he's like, that was me.
Yeah, it's let's just say animatronics like this are terrifying.
No.
Period.
Yes.
So this is a great idea for
You
a
stay
movie,
over there, and
video
I'll be over
game,
here.
anything. It's perfect. Stu says, I saw a video where Chuck E. Cheese and the Atari founder Nolan Bushnell was asked what he thought of a FNAF. He chuckled and said something like, "That was interesting," and then changed the subject. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a movie that's kind of poking fun at your business, but it's like, come on, man. You just got to take a joke.
Yeah.
People
He
just don't
doesn't
have to take a joke.
He doesn't want kids to get scared of his animatronics.
They're fucking terrifying.
Listen,
I'm
kids
sorry.
weren't. I mean, yeah, there were kids there that were like, "Yay, Chuck E. Cheese, yeah, cool." And then, but most of the
They
kids were like, "I just want to
smell.
play at the arcade, okay? I just want to eat my shitty
yeah.
pizza and play at the arcade."
Yes,
But
literally
the
about to
pizza
say
was
that.
good.
Oh man! All right,
Well,
well,
halfway recycled.
I like. Yeah, it doesn't have to be recycled.
so going through the cast, we have Josh Hutcherson as Mike Schmidt. We have Wyatt Parker as Young Mike. We have Piper Rubio as Abby. We have Elizabeth Lale as Vanessa and Emma Jo Tassin as young Vanessa. We have Mary Stuart Masterson as Aunt Jane. We have Matthew Lillard as Steve Raglan. That's all I'm going to say. And we have Kat Connor Sterling as Max, who is the babysitter. We have David Lind as Jeff, who was Max's brother. Oh, yeah, we don't need to go through all this. Yeah. And so that's like your core cast. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. I didn't really tell you my thoughts, spoiler free. As I said before, I've never played any of the games, but I have watched a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers play this game.
I've tried.
It's a game that I've never really been into I've never been into those style games. So like watching was just a lot more effective to me. And I just love watching people's reactions to them. So like watching, especially people who aren't into horror games play it, it's a lot of fun. I've actually recently been watching Tim the Tatman play FNAF, and it's been hilarious because that dude jumps at everything. And I've just been a big fan of his for a long time. So he's like one of the few like big streamers I still watch.
He jumps at things that aren't even there. I watched him one night.
I love it.
He jumped. He wasn't even playing anything scary. He heard something and jumped.
The only thing I've ever seen of his is when Jinxie was shitting all over him when he was playing Rainbow Six Siege. That's all I know.
I like watching him sometimes.
But as I've gotten older, or as I've like continued to watch stuff on this game or on this game series, I've watched a lot of like lore videos to kind of figure, like, because to be honest, even though it's a made up world, the lore is so interesting. It's like, god damn, it's literally a game where you're a security guard just trying to survive 5 nights at this like haunted pizzeria. Yeah. And they took this thing and it's like this whole thing. Oh, this is why the animatronics are possessed, and this is why all this is happening. And we'll talk about that more in the spoiler section of the episode. But yeah, I was very intrigued. I mean, I've been interested in this franchise for a while. So when this movie was announced, I was very interested. I had already seen movies that were knockoffs of this movie. Well, not really knockoffs, but like movies that were inspired by this. So there was the Willy's Wonderland that came out a couple years ago with Nicolas Cage, which I've seen, and it is fucking. I really enjoyed it. It is so hardcore compared to this. But like as Dan said, this was made for the fans of the games, which are a lot of younger people. So I think that's why we got the PG-13 rating for this movie.
Well, it's also the creator is also a very Christian man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think, given the context, subject matter of it, but yes, it's all of his games, whatever he made them, or at least when he started getting popular making his games, his kids playtest all of his games. Like his kids were his playtesters.
Very interesting.
So,
and then they made the Banana Splits movie, which is the Banana Splits. Wasn't that something from like the 80s?
70s, 60s, and 70s.
Yeah, well, they made it into a horror movie where the Banana Splits animatronics become possessed and kill people. So I haven't seen that one, but
So in the original show, the Banana Splits was just dudes in suits.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
My dad grew up watching it, but then it was the Sour Grapes bunch.
It's kind of like Captain Kangaroo. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the theme, or like Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, but I got this the theme song stuck in my head now that you fucking brought that up. Damn it. Banana Splits.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, as soon as they said they were making a movie, I was like, well, I'm gonna watch this. However it comes out, I'll see it. You know, I was very interested from the start. I love the look of the animatronics in the game, so it was cool to see they literally look like they pulled them right from the game, which they pretty much did. They said that when they created the animatronics, they pretty much were able to pull files from the original FNAF game. So that's why they are pretty much identical, like design-wise and everything, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, other than that, I think it you know, I didn't really go into this with high expectations. I did see people's thoughts on the movie before I saw it, but as I've stated before, it does not take away my experience of this movie. I went in with low expectations, and I left fairly satisfied. I was not upset with myself for watching it. I'll just state that. All right, well, now we are going to go into our spoiler section of the episode. So if you have not seen Five Nights at Freddy's, please go check it out. It's in theaters right now, but it's also on Peacock. So if you go to Peacock, I think it's like $5.99. You can get it for a month and watch Five Nights at Freddy's, and you're good.
Yeah.
Or go to the theater and go see it there. But now we are going to be talking about spoilers for Five Nights at Freddy's. So please, if you don't want to be spoiled, just mute the stream. And once I switch back to our other graphic, you'll know that's when we're done talking about it. So let's talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. Spoilers now. So who wants to start off?
What was the name of the song that they sing? It was like the main song that they sing in the movie.
The
80s song.
Shit. I just looked that up too.
I like that song, and I don't ever think of it.
It was Talking in Your Sleep.
That's it. Yes, that's what we talk about.
But it was really slow and creepy.
Yeah, but it's relevant. Some of the lyrics are very relevant to what's going on. So,
if we're going to talk about music, I just want to start off to say that when they started playing the Living Tombstones, Five Nights at Freddy's, I was so fucking happy. I was like, I love this song. I love Living Tombstones is fucking awesome. I listen to them all the time.
See, we discussed that because when Five Nights at Freddy's first came out, like, you have all these video game people that are people that cover and make video game songs, like Nate Wants to Battle, DA Games. Who was the other guy that we were talking about? Oh, Tryhard Ninja.
Yeah.
And we listened to all their songs, and it's like, these are really good.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Nate Wants to Battle. I love.
Yeah,
Nate Wants to Battle. I'm a huge fan. There was a period in time. I think it was like at the tail end of my streaming career, in quotes, where I think Piggy or Leanne was the one who told me about the Living Tombstone, because she's, oh yeah, you could play it during your streams. Usually he's pretty cool about that. So I used to play his music all the time. And then I just did like a playlist one day. I think I just like click on like, it was like Living Tombstones radio, and it started playing like who you were just talking about. Was it Dan Wants to Battle or Nate Wants to Battle? And and there were some other really cool artists that I started to listen to, and I just listened to them nonstop. But the Living Tombstones, that Five Nights at Freddy's song used to pop up all the time, and there's like 7 different versions now on Spotify. Yeah. I think he just released a new version of it I think the same day that the movie came out. So
I like some of their other songs they've done for those, but I would like a lot of the FNAF music. Like I said, I was a big Nate Wants to Battle. The kids really like some of their music, and I hope in the next movie, I mean, you can do more Living Tombstones, but I would like to hear some other people that have done this. If the studio doesn't like bury their head in this project, like they probably will, that they'll like be able to get other fans involved in it. So,
like, Nate Wants to Battle signed with a company, so they would have to go through.
They have to go through the record label. Yeah.
So it's like I love
the only way you make money, though.
Him. Yeah, I love that for him. But then I'm like, I want to hear the stuff that he sings. Like, we've listened to a lot of his. Never watched Steven Universe.
He's got some good Steven Universe
but
songs.
He's got some.
I've never seen it.
it's good. So it's like, give him that recognition.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So, yeah.
I'm glad somebody else knew what the fuck we were talking about when it came up, because we're like, oh, like me and another, and then the guy that we work with, like, yeah, the Living Tombstones. I was like, what the fuck? Like, because I didn't know going in.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was in the beginning.
Oh, I didn't either. I did not expect it to start playing, but once I heard the laugh, I was like, oh my God, it's the song. I got excited.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, I was singing it at the very beginning. Like, I started singing it as soon as the movie started.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about our thoughts about this movie with now there's spoilers. So Angela, you look like you want to go. So
oh my gosh.
let's talk about it.
So you said that you were going in with low expectations. So was I. Because I'm like, I have seen so many video game movies and they're so disappointing. This was not disappointing. We were pointing out Easter eggs left and right. He would point out some that I didn't see. I would point out some that he didn't see. Victor pointed out some. He's like, that's the thing. And I'm like,
yeah. Especially when this is listen, I know people's gripes with like fan service stuff. And it's like, I understand, but I'm that guy. I am 100% that guy. If it was like when I was watching the Last of Us show, that was me. Like, oh my God, it's that thing. It's that fucking thing. Because like I played the game, so I'm like super excited about it. And
well, that's the point. It's based on that. It should have that stuff in it. Yeah. It's not like Dominion fucking throwing dicks out there. Like, oh, look at this stuff. It's stuff you like. Like, yeah, guys.
Jurassic World.
Where it's nostalgia bait.
Oh, I thought you said Minions. Sorry.
No.
I'm over here saying banana.
But that's fine too. Well, banana splits. We were just talking about that too. But like this game, it needs to be in there.
Yeah.
It's for the fans. That's why this shit exists. People are going to say, stop changing shit just to change. Make more mass appeal. No, fuck that. Make it for the fans.
Give us what we want.
There's also a difference between the fan service that I started noticing, which is anime fan service. It's not the same as the other. Yeah,
we're not talking about titties or nothing.
That's when I first heard fan service is when we were watching anime a lot, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fan service, and I'm like, what? They have boobs?
That's why it happens.
But it's like, don't go into a movie and change a bunch of things because, you've got the maker of the video games right there.
How does that happen? I know studio.
I mean,
that's what I'm worried about for the second one. The studio is going to meddle so fucking much in this movie. It's going to.
And I don't want them to. But like, Victor was down here watching it with his buddies, and you could hear him. Our bedroom is.
It's directly below our kitchen, part of our.
Well, part of our kitchen, part of our living room.
Yeah.
You could hear him screaming, like excited screaming over what he was watching. I was like, oh, I know what party's at. But it's like, I wanted to watch it again.
Beforehand.
We were watching.
It's Godzilla Day. Sorry, guys.
And you fell asleep. I'm sorry. And you were watching other Godzilla stuff. So
yeah, it's pretty important.
But yeah, I want to watch it again.
Oh yeah, this definitely is a movie that you can. And that's the thing is with all the Easter eggs, you don't get them all in one shot. So like going back and being able to just like, you already know what the plot of the movie is. So going back and trying to find certain things, I think that's a lot of fun. Yeah, especially for someone like me who's never played the games and like doesn't know all the Easter eggs. It definitely will be fun. Like, it's not an overly long movie. It's.
Really?
I mean, I will talk about my gripes with this movie and what I think could have been eliminated. And I think
go watch it. Just go. Oh,
yeah, go watch.
Oh, if you were in a crowded theater. Shoot, we've pointed out Easter eggs in movies before.
Yeah. Go ahead, Parker. Sorry, I was in the chat.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys agree, but I think that the direction that they should have went in with Mike, I don't think the dead brother, try to find out who killed dead brother thing, it went on too long. For me, that whole situation just kind of got dragged out to the point where I think it eliminated a lot of the, like, we could have gotten more scenes with the animatronics, and we could have still had a cohesive plot line with how did these kids die, or like why are these possessed? Oh yeah, because the kids, this guy killed kids and then shoved their bodies inside of animatronics, and then their spirits are possessed, and he kind of controls them, which is the basis of the first game. To a degree.
Somewhat.
I kind of get why they went with it. It was his own form of therapy, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he's lived with this for so many years because it was his fault.
But it wasn't. He was fucking like
I know.
9 years old. Like, go watch your brother. Like,
he lives with that.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Like, me saying it wasn't his fault doesn't turn into the fact that he's gonna be like, oh, thanks, man. Thanks for. I guess it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
like, oh, I believe you now.
Yeah.
The from what Victor was telling me when he looked at this, follows more closely the storyline of the books, which is slightly different than what the games is.
Yeah.
Because for those of you that don't know, because we're already in the spoiler section, in the games, Mike Schmidt is the main villain's kid. The main character of the movie is the main. And it's a long blown out thing, and then he doesn't have. Well, he does have a little brother and a little sister, but
yeah, and
they could always work that back in with how the movies are going. The movies goes, but they're kind of vague about it. But anywho, you know what? Actually, Henry never got brought up.
That's right.
But we'll get to that another time. That's relevant later. Maybe they'll introduce him in the second movie.
Yeah.
But do you want me to let me know what since she stepped away, I can give you
go ahead.
Spoiler for I was gonna just I liked it a lot, and like I said earlier, my non-spoiler or my spoiler-free section, I like this movie more because I was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I really hope people who aren't, and based by the ticket sales, a lot of people at least have gone to see it. I don't know if they're all fans, I have no idea, but I'm hoping people who aren't fans at least enjoy it. I think if I try to look at it as a non-fan, I think it does go on a little bit long in some scenes, like the whole dream thing and the kid brother thing, which is whatever they have to use to tie it together. Maybe they'll, do a better job in this next one, like pacing it.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind the characters. I'm glad that the one girl wasn't his daughter, like I thought, that it was his little sister.
Yeah, everyone thought it was his daughter. Like, I swear, anytime you watch a video on this movie before the movie was even released, a lot of people were like, yeah, it's his daughter. I was like, I don't fucking know. I thought it was his daughter too. Yeah, it made sense. He's old enough.
I was like, what are they get? I mean, I didn't know what the plan was for the show. I was like, they'll change some stuff. It's a movie, right? So
yeah,
that's why I said I don't mind some of the things being different that we talked about. Of course, I like the villain. We'll get to him in a minute, but he's fucking wonderful, as he should be.
Absolutely.
I love the animatronics. They're all designed great. They move cool. They've got their little quirks. They still act like children at times, which is fine. That's how they should be.
Yep.
There's again the good Easter eggs. The music they use in the show is pretty good. I'm gonna speak for a character, the fucking lawyer that shows up in like 2 scenes. I love the fucking lawyer. Clearly is wearing his "I wish I wasn't here right now" button. It's like I can't be here for this.
I can't listen to this,
dude. Like, I know that there's not. I think maybe that was their bit to try to inject some comedy, but I loved him. Like we referenced him multiple times at work.
That was definitely a laugh out loud moment for me. I'm like, God damn this guy! Why does he keep coming back?
Right, and I know she kind of filled the role, but I was a little upset. I think my biggest complaint of the whole thing is we never got Phone Guy, and that was my biggest. Like, where the fuck's the Phone Guy? Because Vanessa ended up using some of his lines.
I think Phone Guy was Matthew Lillard. Was supposed to be Phone Guy, like in the beginning.
Yeah,
but I need hello.
But see, what I would have liked them to do is like, I understand they had the video, and maybe Scott doesn't want to, because Scott was the original Phone Guy. Like, he did those recordings himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have, even when they did the training video, if he would have just narrated it,
that would have been
like,
cool.
Dude. And maybe they'll do it for the next one. I don't know, but like, it's like one of those little things. Like, as a fan, like, you've got everything else. But you just got to give us the voice. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely Matthew Lillard definitely was Phone Guy, because you got this like weird like montage thing where it shows Mike showing up to the pizzeria for the first time, and it's
Mhm.
him on the phone talking to him before he even takes the job, like
Yep,
telling him
yep.
about every little piece. I just love. I mean, I love that whole. Anytime Matthew Lillard's on screen, it was fantastic. Like the whole
Weird.
him talking to him in the office after he beats the shit out of a fucking guy he thought was kidnapping a kid. Turns out to be the dad.
Based on his history, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I mean, you need a little more context to the situation, but I kind of get his like.
The fact he tackles this man and just starts beating his ass. But yeah,
Mike's
he goes
a good old piece of Schmidt, dude.
So Victor just pointed out that he thinks the reason why Henry wasn't in the movie is because Mike is Henry's kid.
You think they'll make Mike Henry's kid?
I think that is what he said. It was in the books. He said don't quote him on it, but he thinks that's how the book was written.
So, and if I remember the lore right, somebody will tell me wrong. William Afton, this was kind of his idea to do this stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah, and in the original, wasn't he British?
I don't remember. Maybe. I can't remember. But Afton was like kind of the progenitor of this idea. But Henry was like the smarts. He was like the brains behind the technology and stuff. So
wasn't the whole lore
they
like
always-
Afton killed his daughter and
Yeah,
her soul
and
got
then-
like possessed in a rundown animatronic that he had built for her or something?
That well, he kills one of Henry's. He kills Henry's daughter.
Yeah,
and then
Afton does. Yeah,
Afton is in the very, very beginning.
Afton
like,
is the killer.
way-
Afton
Yeah,
is
there
the
you go,
guy who
surprise
fucking he kills. Yeah,
It's Matthew Lillard. There you go. He's the bad guy. Surprise. Yeah, he's purple guy. Did he wear a purple shirt? Motherfucker should have been wearing a purple shirt.
Oh,
I didn't even look at his character. What he
No,
wearing
he
in the
was.
fucking movie.
I don't think he was.
he
I
needed
think it was
to.
just
I
like
think
a-
he was wearing like flannel or
He was
something,
wearing
or
like a
plaid
checkered
shirt.
flannel shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. But and then like later he ends up designing Baby, and Baby ends up killing his daughter Elizabeth, which I think maybe Vanessa may be filling the role for. Or
Well, didn't Afton
Afton's daughter dies?
Weird lore dump, everybody. So Afton had a son that got killed by the Freddy bear, right? Because like a spring trap, like kids were teasing him, they stuck him in the head, and the spring trap closed on him, killed the kid, and then that's what sets Afton off into killing a bunch of other kids.
Yeah, and then the older
Yeah.
brother's Mike.
The bite of
Okay.
The older brother's that Mike, and he ends up becoming
Because
because
so in this one, you find out that Vanessa, who is the cop, who is trying to help Mike, is the daughter of William Afton, but she doesn't show up until like a way later game, right?
No, not till Security Breach, I think. For the actual character Vanessa,
And
but
she's
again,
like a villain in that game, right?
I don't know. I never got that far. Like I got to Pizza Simulator, and I never watched anybody play Security Breach, so I don't know anything that happens in it outside of the lore people have talked about, and I don't really remember her character. But yeah, allegedly, she is like ends up becoming a villain or as a character. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I don't know that far ahead.
Yeah,
But-
as Stu was saying, William Afton's name does not get mentioned in this movie until Vanessa tells Mike who it is. And I like that that's the case. And you already know that he is the villain. Like, not that I knew that Matthew Lillard was the villain as soon as you meet him. And as soon as he looks at Mike's when he looks at Mike's file and he sees his name because he doesn't say his full name. He said Mike and he's like, oh, and he starts getting all weird. He's like, oh, I got a job for you.
I don't think they say his name at all in the movie because in the credits they don't list him. It's just Mike.
No, they say Mike Schmidt.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Because in the credits I know they don't say
not I think it's like towards the end though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Piece of Schmidt.
The whole thing between him and those two where he's like, so do you want the job? And he's like, hey, shit, the hours are worse.
Yeah.
I was
He's like, I can't do
that
nights.
has been
Excuse me?
used as memes for my job. Just saying. I was like, yeah.
Pay's not good, but you know what? What's even better is the hours. The hours are even worse, or something like that. He's got some. It's just Matthew Lillard being Matthew Lillard. And he's fucking charming.
It's great, but as soon as he starts acting weird when he sees Mike's name, because I think he because like it of course like you find out way later that he is the one who kidnaps and kills Mike's brother.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when he gets all weird, and you kind of pick up the fact that like, yeah, I think this guy's probably the bad guy. Like, what kind of fucking job is this?
He gets really pushy toward the end of the conversation about him getting that job, like giving a business card and stuff.
I gotta say though, the opening of this movie fucking rocks. Like, I think it's really cool when you see like how the prior security guard gets taken out. It would have been really cool if Markiplier was the security guard, but I think this guy did a pretty good job. But the fact is, it's really cool. I like the mask with the blades inside. That
stuff him inside the suit.
Yep.
So Scott Cawthon has 5 kids.
Wow.
Good.
There's 5 kids.
He's doing his Christian deed, popping babies out.
No, there's 5.
I believe it. I don't know if he had 5 kids when he wrote the original. I know there's 5 kids.
I think that's really
Golden
cool.
Freddy's not very prominent. He shows up a little bit. But
there's a lot of different versions of Freddy.
Well, Golden Freddy's a different one. He's the original Freddy suit.
Like
one of the original
Nightmare Freddy. Yeah, there's listen, I don't want to go into the entire lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. So, a lot of shit online.
Matt Pat or somebody else.
Yeah. Just watch their videos.
What'd you guys think of Matt Pat's cameo in this?
Oh. Okay, there are 2 instances of the movie where he said the thing, and then there's one instance of he did the thing. So yes, and that's just a theory. Yes, Matt Pat. Thank you for being your fucking charming self.
So before we even watched this, Matt Pat posted on Twitter that says the best part about the movie was Freddy saying that's just a theory, and I'm like, damn it, that's your line, and he says it, and I'm like,
yeah.
He works at Sparky's Diner, and you see a Sparky dog twice. You see its torso, and then later on somebody stuffed inside the suit, which is an homage to a character that's not really big in the franchise.
I was gonna say, I don't even know who Sparky is.
Deep lore character.
So when he
I didn't even know what it was. Victor had to tell me.
When they go into the back room and you see the one guy, it's the one, the first guy that gets in the group that gets eaten.
Yeah, the first group of bodies.
So if you pause it when
the people that break into the restaurant to fuck it up.
Yeah, when the people that break in, if you pause it there's a Sparky doll sit up behind.
Well, you see his torso and his neck, and then you see like golden parts. They're like, I don't know if it's the Golden Freddy animatronic because it's usually in pieces.
Yeah.
But then later you see it assembled.
It's really cool. Like I want to go back and watch it by myself to pause.
Because there's 2 Freddys in this movie, right? There's like a cleaner Freddy, and then there's like a more worn Freddy.
So the Golden Freddy is one of the original Freddy suits. It's a spring lock. It's a spring lock suit.
No, in this movie there was Golden Freddy?
Yes. Golden Freddy. It's when Freddy shows up at the little girl's house when she kills her aunt.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, oh, she's that. Because you see, if you look at his ears all fucked up and stuff, and his eyes are red, and like he's just different. There's something not right. That's Golden Freddy.
So who's possessing that?
The 5th kid.
Yeah.
There's 5 kids.
The ghost.
It's the main kid that talks the most. That's
he's
and Afton uses, of course, Springtrap suits, what he ends up coming to call, but that's Golden Bonnie. That's one of the original Bonnie suits.
They call it the Golden Rabbit.
Yeah, the Golden Rabbit. That's Springtrap.
Yeah.
That entrance when he shows up at the end,
cool
because he makes himself look so big. He's like comes out, he's like all fucking like crawling out. Ah man, really cool effect. But of course, you gotta get the Scream fucking knife swipe. He fucking does this. And you're like, fucking Matthew Lillard's in there.
We watched a video on this.
Saying, I'm getting a little woozy here.
Right? we watched a video, unrelated. Somebody put a video about the Ghostface weapon, blade, and the guy said it was a buck 120. Or it's a similar weapon. It's that Bowie style knife uses.
Yeah.
But he said when he actually cleans the knife off, outside of it being a cool aesthetically looking thing, it's actually a good idea because blood is acidic. It'll ruin the blade.
Yeah.
So keeping it clean is actually a really smart idea. So I was like,
yeah, but you could tell his voice because when he's talking, it's like the mix of his voice and the synthetic voice. And then he does the knife swipe, and I was like, of course you did the knife swipe. You had to. Like, I mean, I've seen plenty of people talk about the fact it's like, oh man, Matthew Lillard deserved better. And I was like, what are you talking about? This was great.
He did great.
Because guess what? He's coming back. Like, he doesn't, spoiler, he doesn't die.
No.
He's like entombed in the fucking suit, and he's like because that fucking spring traps start going off inside the suit. and then he
Yep.
gets fucking tossed in the kitchen. He's just
Yep.
like they're like.
So in the
They've
lore,
already signed for what, 3 more movies?
yeah, there's supposed to be a
Oh.
trilogy. So in the lore, it's something William, I think it's William that finds it out, is if somebody dies, it's something to do with the metal, and it makes something that where their souls can get trapped in the metal, the endoskeletons.
Yeah.
And he knows this. That's why when he puts that, he's like, "Why do you put the mask up?" Out? He's like, well, "I always come back." That was one of his lines. That's one of William Afton's lines in the game. Because he knows, or at least I assume he knows, like the kids, his spirit, given the situation, will probably be trapped in that animatronic, along with the rest of his corpse. But
Yeah. I think they could have shaved, like I was saying before, I think they could have shaved some time off, though, constantly going back to his dream. Constantly.
Yeah, I
see
agree.
it so many times, and it's like, we could have, like, you could have made some indication that you keep going back, but I didn't need to keep seeing it. Like, I think it just was played out too much.
I just hated that he kept falling asleep at work. Like, I wanted to see.
no wonder he
more-
loses his fucking jobs.
I wanted to see it play out like the
No.
game. I wanted to see him actually
Yeah.
fucking see the animatronics on the fucking security cameras and start going, what the fuck? Instead of his sister
Yeah.
being like, hey, I'm friends with them. And I was like, oh, that's a shitty reveal. Like that, to be honest, that kind of disappointed me with that reveal.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved if Mike, like,
Yeah.
even if Mike like woke up and he looks and like fucking Chica is like fucking staring at the camera, or like Freddy is
Yep.
not in it, like everybody's in a different spot,
Yeah.
or you see freaking Foxy just sprint somewhere because
That
she's
is
always
what
the
I
fastest
wanted.
fucking thing.
I wanted
That
to
was
hear
my disappointment in this movie.
Foxy do the hum thing that she does.
She doesn't want it's when she gets the
I
one
know,
guy.
but I want more of
Yeah.
that, and her running down the hall,
Well, they also
like the stomp.
yes,
down the
yes.
hall. I need that.
I know there's one scene where Bonnie and Chica stare at the camera. There's one scene where it stares at the security camera. I think
yeah.
it's when they're killing all the other guys.
Yeah.
That is like the game, because they always stare at the fucking cameras in the first game.
But I love that Chica keeps carrying around
The cupcake.
Yes.
the
Good old
cupcakes
cupcake.
I love that the
awesome.
cupcake does something. The game,
Yes!
the game, it doesn't do anything. It's just there,
It's just
The
there.
fact that dude found it in the freaking refrigerator.
and it disappears. And then that
Dude,
that whole his kill was the best. No, actually, my favorite fucking kill is the fucking babysitter
Yes!
gets torn in half.
Dude, yeah. We were talking about that, and my buddy's like, this is kind of like a hard PG-13. I was like, yeah, somebody's bit in the fucking head.
Yeah, and they show her like lower body fall to the ground, and
Yeah.
Because Sarah
man.
came through at that point, and she's like, "Nope, I'm bye."
okay, bye.
Yeah, none of our other kids lasted, just Victor.
But he's played the movie
Oh,
or
he's-
played
he's-
the video.
That
games.
definitely was a interesting part. I was like, oh shit, okay, because this movie is very tame when it comes to like gore, like and kills. And so to
Yeah,
see
just
that
in their
kill, I was
shadows.
like, oh shit, yeah, because like the dude who gets killed inside the closet, you don't really see anything. You just kind of see the animatronic in the back. What is the name of this one? The blue. The one who plays guitar, is that Bonnie?
Yep.
Bonnie.
Bonnie, yep.
Okay,
Bonnie
so
and
there's
Bonnie.
Bonnie and then the Golden Bonnie, which is what Afton's in. Okay.
Yeah, the original one.
Bonnie is a male.
Yep. Bonnie is a bro.
Um,
So Foxy,
I think Foxy. Foxy is a male as well. It's Mangle
Mangle's
is
the
the
female.
female. White Foxy.
yes.
And then
I love
Chica.
Mangle. That's my
That's he.
yeah, I love that the fact that when he sees the kids, the ghost kids, that the kid that possesses Bonnie has the pirate claw.
And
And they got Bonnie's got little paper bunny ears,
and
Yeah.
one has a
Little
hat
girl's
on.
and one's got the hat like for Freddy.
Yes.
Yep.
Like they all have.
And Chica's got the bib. The girl that's Chica has a bib on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they all have their little.
So speaking of that, and I agree, I think a lot of the dream stuff went on too long. That reminds me of the mini games that were in between. Like when you start like the second game on up, you'd get the mini games between each night. That's what that
Right.
shit reminds me of. But again,
Yes.
I think like you said, I like that the story focused mainly on Mike dealing with his shit and trying to take care of his little sister.
Yeah.
I would have liked seeing the animatronics more, but I don't know how. I think it would have been the entire opposite. People were like, there's not much to this movie. It's just people getting scared all the time by animatronics, which maybe would have been better. I don't know, but I kind of like how they added that human element to it.
Yeah.
Was?
I mean, there was a little slow in the beginning. It took a bit to get going.
Oh, I meant it. Wasn't that what the games were? It was Scare.
Yeah, but they
And it
started
was
adding
really-
story.
That's the thing. It's
But it
like
was- But the first game.
Yeah.
You think about these games, like it's called Five Nights at Freddy's. So I think it would have been fun if you see it go over the course of 5 days, which I don't know, maybe that's how many days it was. But the fact that we didn't really get much of Mike doing security stuff was kind of a letdown for me. And the fact that we just got so much drama, like so much like grief, subtext and subplot that, not to say it doesn't make sense. The fact that it ties in is cool. And the fact that like it ties in with William Afton and, you know, all that, but there was too much of it. I think it just went on too long. There was, you know, the point where like Vanessa is another character that just like, she's just there to kind of lore dump and to just be like, I'm the daughter of the bad guy. And you're like, okay.
She's the night guard.
So he's the night guard. No, that's just Freddy.
I just wanted to see her become baby.
Well, that's what we don't know, because in Security Breach, she's a different character, and it's Afton's daughter is Ruin that originally becomes baby because they used him to steal children. Well, it accidentally cooked his daughter and killed her in the process. Yeah, but she wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to be for other children. Because Afton told her, don't fuck around with these animatronics, and she did, and it killed her.
Well, I mean,
all right. So Stu said that the movie did take place over 5 days. Or 5 nights.
There you go.
That makes sense. But I just wanted to see more security shit. I wanted Mike to discover the animatronics over the security cameras. You know, yes, you can do the dream stuff, but like have him wake up and look at the camera, see weird things happening. He goes out and investigates or shut the doors, do things, and then. But the fact is like he doesn't discover the fact that the animatronics are alive until the sister comes. And she just goes out there and just starts hanging out with him. And then it becomes this weird like hangout party. And I was like, this feels weird. This just doesn't feel right.
So I agree with that, but because people have bitched, like they'll post that cap and it's like, this is the scene that ruined it. You know, when they're all laying under the tent.
Yeah.
But at its core, you got to remember they're still just children.
No, I get it.
I know what you mean. The reveal didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like, for when Mike's seen them, we saw them murder people before.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you tell me if he discovers them on the cameras and does like a typical Five Nights at Freddy's night, and then the sister shows up and like befriends them, and then you have that weird. I think that would have tied in better. But the fact is, like, that's when he first finds out that they're alive, is because his sister's there. And she's like, she's screaming like she's being murdered. She's like, oh, they're tickling me. I'm like, who screams like that? I don't care if you're being tickled. Why are you screaming like that?
I didn't listen. When you have kids, you get the different cries.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell when something's not fucking right.
There's a cry when they're hurt. There's a cry when they're hurt.
Yes.
Walk it off.
Yeah, I think this movie does a good job at being, I think, a good, and I don't want to be like, beating a dead horse, but a lot of people on the internet have been saying like this is a good entry horror film. Because and to be honest, I agree. Like I think this is definitely something I could watch with my kids, or at least like maybe my 2 oldest kids. My youngest one could care less. Actually, he constantly he literally was sitting with us because we were watching it pretty late, and my oldest fell asleep, and he was up there. He's just looking at me. He's like, creepy.
Oh, really? Your little gentleman?
But he's smiling the whole time.
Yeah, that's funny. Chica Bika!
He's like, creepy. Billy! Hi, gang. Sorry I missed this and have to turn right around and leave, but wanted to pop in, say hello, and appreciate you. Have a great weekend, Billy. Good luck with all the things you're doing. You're a busy man.
All the things.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you, Billy. Yeah, but overall, I mean, this is a serviceable movie. I think it does I think it's good storytelling, and yeah, I think the kills are maybe not what people expected. I think there should have been a lot more of the animatronics. I don't think they were shown enough, but I think what they do in the movie when they are on screen is pretty cool, and they are creepy. But
it's all practical.
Yes, and it's all practical. It's all fucking suits, and it's so good. It's so good.
It's so good because the coloring on him. He told me they were practical, and I'm like, Are you sure?
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
But it was like it's one of those things that makes you wonder.
Yeah.
And then you learn that it's Jim Henson, and it's like.
So here's my predictions. I love doing this. We did this when the Five Nights at Freddy's games come out. Victor and I would sit down, try to predict what was going to happen in the next game. So here's my prediction. It's going to be a trilogy of films. The next one is going to be a combination of 2 and 3, because it's going to have to be 2, which will lead up to Springtrap coming back. So you'll have to have the toy animatronics and then Springtrap and all that stuff. And you might a little bit of 4 in there, because that's the nightmare thing, which will probably be Vanessa. But it's got to culminate with some stuff from Sister Location. The final one's gonna be some stuff from Sister Location, because you got to bring Baby into it, and Pizza Simulator, because it's got to end with Mike going in there with all of them, locking all the animatronics in the fucking building, and burning the fucking thing to the ground.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But all of them, the Afton, Baby, all of them. It's a great end. I love that ending. I know there's more after that, but like Mike's kind of thing.
Right.
There's probably
But somebody's gonna end up.
Mike needs to end himself locking the building. Well, actually, it was Henry's idea.
Yeah.
Henry, in the ending of it, Henry doesn't even realize. He's like, "Sorry, you were pulled in inadvertently," but like he locks Henry in the building with all of them and fucking torches it. Anyway, that's
somebody
pretty
has
cool
to
ending.
escape. Somebody has to escape.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with what Parker said. I think I enjoy this a lot, again, as a fan. We already said already. But I think it's a good entry point. It's PG-13. There's nothing wrong with PG-13 horror movies. We had this come out. We had No One Can Save You, which we haven't talked about yet. But that's another PG-13 movie you should probably watch if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Because I think we're going to talk about it at some point.
I
we
want
will
to.
at some point.
Maybe.
My
tick's acting up.
Did you find it convenient that the restaurant founder would become a career counselor for some reason, and then all of these coincidences lead to the movie happening?
No,
I thought it was a good move. That was his move. No, that was his plan.
Yeah, that was his plan.
He's the one who hires all the security guards for Freddy's, which he knows they're all going to die.
He knows they're possessed. He knows how it works.
Yeah.
He knows.
He's in control.
That's why he knew he'd come back. He's probably been to jail before for shit. That's probably another reason why I said I always come back.
Plus, he recognized the last name. He knew that he could get him in.
Yeah, and he had killed that kid 10
how many years ago?
12 years ago, 12, 15, how long ago before this fucking movie?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They say the
like
time gap, how long it was, but I've never seen Willie.
So I'll answer the question because I have. I think they're probably pretty even for me. So like this is a definitely not as hardcore. Like Willy's Wonderland is hardcore. Like the fight, like the scenes between Nicolas Cage and the animatronics are fucking insane. Like it is brutal. One of my biggest gripes with Willy's Wonderland, I wasn't a fan of the fact that Nicolas Cage literally says nothing in that movie. He has no lines of dialogue. The lore is very similar to Five Nights at Freddy's, like the whole lore behind the pizzeria that he is taking care of. Like I don't want to spoil Willy's Wonderland, but literally Nicolas Cage is a character who he needs to get his car fixed, and so in order to get money, he is tasked by this guy to, hey, if you clean up this pizzeria for the night, I'll give you enough money and you can fix your car. And so he goes there and it's just his night, and then after so many hours of the night, he fights one of the animatronics. And then by the end, it's like, big bloodbath. But
it reminds me of One Night at Flumpty's.
What?
Oh, it's about an egg. One Night at Flumpty's. There's some good music. Okay. There's good Dan music on that one too. It's a FNAF knockoff, dude. There's a shit ton of them. I've known about this movie for a while. But yeah, One Night at Flumpty's. It's just like, it's a tough game, and there's like 8 million different little weird animatronics, and the Flumpty's like a Humpty Dumpty style character. Yeah, it's weird as shit. They made 2 games of it, actually.
But yeah, do we have any final thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's before we move into the ending?
Go watch it.
Yeah, seriously, go watch this movie. I think it's worth it. It's not doing anything super crazy. Like it's not doing anything like holy shit. Like I just had a good time. I really did. Even with some of the slower parts, aside, and the fact that we don't see the animatronics as much as I was hoping, I really enjoyed this. I really did. It's definitely a movie I will definitely be rewatching to kind of hopefully pick up on some more Easter eggs, and hopefully they can take what maybe went wrong with this one and they can improve on it for part 2, and hopefully we'll get some more gnarly animatronic stuff that kind of, I think that was another thing I was kind of disappointed with. The fact is, like, I just didn't feel the creep factor with the animatronics too much.
Not as much. No, I agree. Then
like the games make them terrifying. So
yeah, maybe we'll get more of that in the second one. So especially when you start bringing in some of the weirder later characters.
Introduces her brother as her brother, and their eyes go from red to white. I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
But you also get the whole thing with like the drawing, like the fact that the drawing showing Afton is the one who's the killer. I don't know if I was a fan of that either. It's kind of a weird, like, this is how it's gonna end. It's like, I feel we could have come up with something a little bit better for that.
I just hope when they bring back Springtrap, like as who he is, like the decaying body inside the suit, like I just hope that's done well.
Yeah.
Like I'm excited for it.
The next one has to be a decayed version of Springtrap.
2 and 3, man.
It's what it is.
I know he is. He sits in there and he rots for years, and they find him. Yeah. But his corpse is still inside of it. It's pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah, dude, that's just the thought of that. It's like, ooh.
Zombie Matthew Lillard.
That's nasty. Yeah. That's when he says, I'm feeling a little woozy here.
Yes.
You never know.
He's going to be like a zombie, so you feel a little woozy.
We were talking about this on Monday during my stream about Matthew Lillard. I said, he does great in serious roles. I said, between this, Scream, and 13 Ghosts, that's just so good.
Oh, yeah. Goddamn, he's fucking Shaggy, crying out loud.
And
he does a damn good job as Shaggy. He's the best part of those Scooby-Doo movies.
But I love it's like Robin Williams in serious roles.
Yeah.
It's just there's no in between. It's a serious comedian, and they're great at both.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for us when it comes to Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe down the road we will talk about this movie more in depth, or we're definitely going to be talking about the sequel when it comes out. And yeah, I think this was a fun watch. It's definitely not for everybody, and I think that's one of the biggest things that people have talked about is the fact it's just not for me, and that's cool. Hey, that's not for you.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody has their own preferences, and sometimes people are expecting more than what they get. And yeah, I was kind of the same way. There were problems with this movie. It wasn't perfect, but with the practical animatronics and Matthew Lillard and the lore behind it, I thought it was interesting, and I definitely will watch it again, and I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel. You guys have anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for checking out this latest episode of Fresh Cuts. We'll see y'all again next time. All right, we're back. We're back with the live stream.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry.
We're back with the live stream. I just wanted to end that so like when I cut it and post it, it'll actually feel like it's not part of the live stream.
You're fine.
All right. Well, we're not going to really be.
I said Scream as well.
Yeah, we talked about Scream.
Yeah.
The fact that it does the knife swipe and stuff like that. But yeah, he does become the voice of Shaggy after when Scooby-Doo 2 came out. I think they gave him the job. And he's been Shaggy ever since. But
watching 13 Ghosts in theater. It was good stuff.
But yeah,
I didn't see it in theaters. I watched it after the fact. Go ahead, sorry.
Like we said, we're not doing any Monster Zone picks this month because we do have 2 movies that we need to cover. I'm probably gonna have to rewatch them. It's been a while since I watched them.
Yeah, same.
But the only good thing is I don't host that show, so maybe if I don't rewatch it, at least Dan will have to at least to get.
We'll halfway cover.
He has the notes.
Yeah,
we'll halfway cover for you.
I just do the intro.
So yeah, we're gonna be covering. What are the movies that we're gonna be doing for November?
I don't even
that we're supposed to be for October.
Fuck, I remember one of
hey,
them.
I have
It's
a friend. Chair.
where?
Right behind here.
I don't see it.
Yeah, it's there. Check.
Probably knocked it off.
Well, you probably did.
I don't see
Oh
it.
shit.
Anywho.
It was a long one.
Oh, anywho, I can tell you one of them is the War of the Colossal Beast, which is the sequel to the was it Attack of the Colossal Man or the Colossal Man or whatever it was. And the other one, fuck, I don't remember what the other one was.
I remember each.
I have notes written down somewhere, but I don't remember what the other fucking movie was.
Don't turn the spider toward me.
I got my list here.
Food.
Yeah, what do we got? I don't
20 million miles to Earth.
That's it. Yes, with Ymir. Yes.
Yep. What's been new with us? Same old. Just talking about movies and
same shit, different
same.
day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
So yeah,
it's about true.
As I stated before, and I'll talk about it again. For November, our episodes for November will be Hell House LLC, which will be out next week. Then we have The Exorcist to celebrate its 50th anniversary that we did with Antonio from the Coleworthy podcast. Hell House LLC we did with Boomer and Gabby from Podcast in the Woods.
Yep.
Then we will be doing Blood Rage from 1987 for our Black Friday episode, Thanksgiving/Black Friday episode. And then to end the month will be The Nun 2 to finish off the Conjuring universe for now. And then we'll be jumping into our holiday favorites series for December, which Angela is the only one right now who has picked. So we're not going to announce what movies we're doing yet for that. We'll probably announce. I
understood the assignment.
Well, you'll find out about them probably about mid-November because we record episodes a few weeks ahead. So you'll find out what movies we're going to be covering probably mid-November. So there you go.
It'll be there.
But yeah, and thank you all for all the support that you guys have given us. This October was another amazing month for the show on all the podcast services. YouTube, we hit 500 subs. We're just
it's my birthday month.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the watch hours up on there so we can actually get some more benefits out of it. So hey, go and watch our videos over on our YouTube channel or right here. I mean, you're already on the YouTube channel, so check out our podcast over here. Or just click on one, let it run. That's fine. It works it works the same way. Oh my god, you thought you were frozen for a second, Parker? No, it's just my brain shuts down and I freeze like in real life.
It does.
Yeah, sorry. I've been like at this weird state of like I'm not sick, but I'm just not great. I'm like in the middle. I'm like running on I'm like coasting. I'm on vacation this week, so I think that didn't help either because I've done absolutely nothing.
Good. Yeah,
it is good, but I've also wanted to do a lot of things, but I just have had no motivation to do it.
I feel that.
But hopefully I'm hoping things will be good by the first of the year. I'm hoping to get my new room done so I can move my stuff back into my room and have an actual cool like setup behind me instead of just this whatever the fuck is going on behind me.
You're making it work. You're working with what you got.
Yeah, that's all I can do. And yeah, we're just excited for the rest of this year, and we're excited for the plans that we're going to be coming up with for 2024. We got some ideas that we're going to be talking about. We're not going to, as we stated before, we're not going to talk about them yet. We still got to plan some stuff out. Yeah, just trying to recharge for 2024 to make 2024 a big year, because 2023 was a huge year and we just want to keep improving and having, and just keep getting better and better, and definitely need to change some stuff in order to achieve those things. So
yes,
we're still going to be doing the same stuff. We're still going to be the same, we're not going to be changing how we do the podcast. There might be different things we do to kind of make it so we don't have 2.5, 3 hour episodes every time. But yeah, it's just, we're excited. We're excited to hopefully bring on some new guests and bring back old guests and, do do some newer things and talk about different movies that we maybe haven't even thought about covering. So we're very excited for the future. We got 2 months left of 2023, and we're going to hopefully give you the best shows we can. And yeah, we're just excited. Very excited. Honestly, I can't wait to see Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. Didn't see the new Planet of the Apes trailer. I want to go in blind and open-minded. I saw the trailer for the new Planet of the Apes, and I'm excited. I mean, I love that universe. At least the newer universe. I really was never into the original Planet of the Apes series.
We liked it.
It's the original is fine. Like Charleston Heston, yeah, that's a classic.
Yep.
We try to ignore the fact that Tim Burton made one. I own that on DVD.
Burton.
I don't know why, but
allow me to throw some dark imagery and abstract shit on your movie.
Dude, that was the movie he did right after Sleepy Hollow. Like, what the hell were you thinking, bro?
Abraham Lincoln? What the fuck is going on here? Mark Wahlberg? This bitch can't read the instructions.
He couldn't read that inscription. He didn't know who that was.
No. God.
Oh man. Yeah. You guys have any?
If he's ever somewhere, I'm gonna get fucking Mark Wahlberg's autograph.
Oh, 100%. But we have no.
I'm gonna make the thing that I.
Oh Lord,
he's
gonna ask you why, and then. Yeah,
I'll play him a clip.
But then he's gonna be like, "Well, fuck you guys. You guys suck."
He probably would be like, I don't know, Mark.
As from what I have heard about him, he would laugh.
I hope so. That would be pretty fun.
I have heard that he is very laid back.
I really need to go. I need to go back and clip that out. I don't think I ever clipped that. I need to go back and clip that out. That fucking that Mark Wahlberg clip, because that was fucking gold. Yeah. You guys have anything you want to add before we get out of here?
No, like I said, I've talked myself silly at this point.
Seriously, thank you everybody for being here tonight. If you weren't able to watch this live, thank you for listening or watching the replay of this live stream. We have a lot of fun doing this. Like we said, we go into this with really no plan. We kind of talk about the month and kind of shoot the shit. That's kind of pretty much what it is, and get to talk to you guys live. Because we used to do that when we first started the show. Every show was live, and we had to step back from doing that because it's just easier for me editing wise, and just sometimes things might slip, and you don't want that to be done live. So
no,
it's doing these live streams every month has been a lot of fun. Be able to do that live fresh cut was a lot of fun. It's been fun to just kind of come back and do things that we used to do a lot of, and that we just haven't had the time. But to consistently be doing this for as long as we have, it's pretty awesome. We're over as a collection of episodes between all the shows we've done over like 220 episodes or something like that. Between our core podcasts, Fresh Cuts, Slice of TV, the live streams, we've done a lot of stuff, and it's been a blast. And we wouldn't be doing it without the support that we get from everybody. A show that we literally in the first month of the show we had like 20 downloads, and now we can get that in a single day, maybe more. So it's wild to think that how much we've grown, and that's kind of helps us want to keep going, because it's like, well, clearly people are listening, people like what they're listening to, and it's been a lot of fun. And to have Dan and Angela here for the ride has definitely helped me want to keep going, because if I was doing this by myself, I don't know if I'd still be doing it.
I understand.
It's really difficult to talk to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. So, but I'm exhausted. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm rambling, and I'm very tired. So I'm gonna get out of here. Listen, Mark Wahlberg, he's entertained me a lot from age. Oh, fuck the Transformers movies with Mark Wahlberg. No offense, Fiore. Fuck those movies. And Italian Job. That movie
That's where we first found out he couldn't read.
I love Italian Job.
I do too.
But yeah, that's it from us, everybody. Thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the video right now. The audio version we will be releasing. I'll probably be releasing next week, along with a separate file for the fresh cuts. So you'll just be getting a fresh cut next week for Five Nights at Freddy's, and then Hell House LLC will be out next Friday, and I'm trying to get it out Monday or Tuesday for patrons. And if you're not a patron, please go to patreon.com/dissectthatfilm, where we have 3 tiers. We have the $1 tier, which is right now it's just kind of been thanks for the support, because time has just not been my friend. But usually when I have the time to release episodes early, that's where they'll go. Then we have a new $3 tier, which is going to be the new home for the Monster Zone, which is our Patreon exclusive show, which is the one we were just talking about, where we talk about monster movies throughout the years. We spin a wheel every month and talk about 2 movies a month. And then occasionally we do a Tubi show, which actually might change. That might actually become a free show. Because I really want to do something with that. But that's something that might actually not be happening for the rest of the year. Just the fact that we just don't have much time. Yeah, and then we have the $5 tier, which right now you just get all the perks of the other 2 tiers. And then eventually, and as I stated before, I have messaged all of my patrons about what the plans for the Patreon. Eventually, hopefully in 2024, will be where commentary tracks are going to go, where watch-alongs are going to go, and maybe some other stuff that we're going to plan on for 2024. But as of right now, it is kind of there. Nothing extra is going to be on that $5 tier as of right now. So if you're already a $5 tier member and you want to drop down to the $3 tier, that's cool. If you want to stay at that $5 tier, that's even better. And yeah, we're trying to make it so, like, we want to get more people in, and I just feel, it's the holiday season, drop stuff to give you guys some of this exclusive content. But remember, the core podcast is always free.
Yep.
That'll never change. Fresh Cuts will always be free. Slice of TV will always be free. All of those core shows will be free always. So yeah, make sure to, wherever you listen to us, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, anywhere you listen, if you can rate and review us, please do, because the more ratings we get, the more ears we go into. Like, more people will see us as like a recommendation. We want more people to listen to our show. So please make sure, if you listen to us on Spotify, leave us 5 stars. If you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, leave us 5 stars. Leave us a little review on what you think of the show. And Good Pods is the same thing. Leave us a comment on YouTube. Send us emails at dissectthatfilm@gmail.com if you have any recommendations for movies. I'm going to start making lists and try to, I'm probably not going to go by that list, but I'm probably going to, it'll be a good way of helping us figure out what movies we want to cover in 2024, because the rest of this year is already kind of picked. So we won't take any recommendations for the rest of the year, but I do want to get you guys involved more, because I think that would be definitely another way of getting more people in. If we're taking recommendations and doing that, I think more people would be more invested in being like, oh, cool, maybe I can recommend something. They'll talk about that. So, hey,
Exactly.
We'll see. Yeah. So, please send us some email. You can DM me anytime at Dissect That Film on Twitter/X. Follow us on Instagram, where I usually just post pictures of the any new movies I buy and the cover art for our episodes. I don't know how to Instagram people. I don't know how to do it. We're on TikTok as well, where I post a video every few weeks when I remember.
Yep.
I'm so bad. I'm so bad at social media, everybody. Somebody help me, all right? Somebody help me, all right? All right, everybody.
We can't help you.
Thank you all for the support. We
help.
appreciate you very much. Happy Godzilla Day.
Yes. Thank you, Stuart.
Yes. Thank you, everybody who's hanging out with us in the chat. You all rock. Thank you all so much. And until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. We are Dissect That Film, and this has been another episode of Dissect That Film Live. See y'all again next time. Bye-bye.
I'm so tired.